It was good with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Man, I really wanted to just talk about being intentional and like what being intentional means. A lot of people, majority of people, no matter where you at, majority of people live life very passively. I said that in a few videos before, but a lot of people live very passively. A lot of people don't lead their life. They kind of just accept their life. They just accept their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, majority of people don't lead their life. And they just passively live and just passively make decisions. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times based off of what makes them feel good, what somebody else told them. You know what I'm saying? So being intentional is like actually making the choice. Actually making the conscious choice to do things. Like making conscious decisions. Like actually understanding what the decision that you're gonna make is gonna bring. You see what I'm saying? So every day, like, one thing that God gave us all is choice. The power of choice. You can choose to do whatever you want to do. When you wake up in the morning, bruh, you choose what you do with that time that God has given you. You choose, like, you actively choose. But it's like, you gotta ask yourself, are you being intentional, or are you just kind of like passively living and passively just going with the flow? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Going with the flow and just seeing what comes to things, and just like being one of those people that, you know, I'm just gonna let it happen and just go. Man, you ain't gonna get nowhere doing that. You have to wake up every day and actively choose how your day is gonna go. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to choose how your day is gonna go. You have to choose what things you're gonna do. You have to choose what you focus on. You have to choose what you eat. You have to choose what you consume. You have to choose what you read. You have to choose what you watch. You see what I'm saying? And then life is just made up of a bunch of small choices that ultimately fuel bigger ones. Basically, like, we get up every day and you actively make the choice on what you ate for that day, right? So like, when you wake up in the morning, you know, depending on whether you're in shape, whether you're not, you'll probably eat differently. Because the person that's in shape is probably going to wake up and actively and intentionally make a choice on what he's going to eat based off of what his protein goals are for that day. Or whether he's bulking, whether he's cutting, you know, trying to lose weight or trying to gain weight, trying to lose body fat, whatever it is, he or she is actively going to make a conscious decision on what they eat that morning. Somebody that's just kind of going with the flow, they may or may not eat that morning. You know, it's really not going to matter to them whether they lose it. They're going to go based off of if they're hungry or not. If they're hungry enough, they may eat. If not, they may just not eat. They may not eat. You see what I'm saying? And the person that's in shape is probably most likely going to intentionally make a decision on what time he or she is going to eat and what they're going to eat for that day. Like I said, if they're bulking, they may eat chicken, rice, beans. They may eat, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that's kind of just going with the flow, they may just go what's more convenient. They may, you know, they may pass the McDonald's and say, you know what, I'm gonna go grab McDonald's right quick. They may pass some Wendy's and say, all right, I'm gonna just go grab Wendy's because that's on the way. And that's what I saw. That's the difference between intentional and kind of just going with the flow. When you go with the flow, you kind of just accept whatever life gives you. You see what I'm saying? Your decisions aren't intentional. Like, you're not actively making a decision based off of where you're trying to go in life and what you're trying to accomplish. You actively make the choice of who you hang around. You actively make the choice on who you give your time to, who you give your energy to. So if you being intentional, like me, I'm very intentional on, you know, who I give my time to, especially as I get older. And the difference between me and somebody that thinks like me and somebody else is just going with the flow. Me, bro, I'm looking at like the ins and outs of this relationship. I'm thinking about, you know, how I feel when I'm around you, what we get done when I'm around you, what we talk about and all of that stuff, because I have to make a decision and understand, like, why am I around this person, or why am I around this group of people? What are we getting from each other versus somebody that's not so intentional? They just kind of just hang with anybody. And it's not nothing wrong with that to a point though, because a lot of times we be in pointless relationships, pointless situationships, just you know, or people that's taken from you and not feeding into you, or not investing in you, not investing as much energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like bro, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Thinking and being intentional is very hard, because you know, like when you make a bad decision, your subconscious will tell you, you know, you just did some BS. You know you just BS. And it's hard to get that feeling away from you, because you have conditioned yourself to be intentional, and you know where you're trying to go. You know what your goals are. You see what I'm saying? If I don't go to the gym because I'm intentional, my subconscious mind is telling me, I feel a certain way. Like, I feel a way. My subconscious is telling me, I know I should have went to the gym. That's why I actively go to the gym. That's why I actively make sure, even when I don't feel like it, I make sure I still do what I'm supposed to do, because I'm being intentional. I'm intentionally putting in the work in the gym so I can get bigger and complete my goals. I'm intentionally making sure that I'm hustling every day to make money, so I can get to the point that where I'm trying to get to be able to save this amount of money to be able to invest this. Like, bro, I real life got it all. Like, whether you got to write it down, however you have to capture your thoughts in order to be more intentional, you got to do it. Because I can't just go with the flow, because I know that that's not going to get me to where I'm trying to go. It's like GPS, bro. It's like, if I told you, and you never been to California, and let's say you live on the East Coast, whether you live in the DMV, whether you live wherever you live at, I don't care, anywhere on the East Coast, and I tell you I need you to go to California in the next 2 days, and you've never been there, but I need you to drive, but I'm not gonna give you no map. I'm not gonna give you you don't have GPS. Let's say that you don't have any GPS, like you don't have a way to get there, right? Bro, you're gonna have a very hard time getting to California. You've never been there. You don't have a map. You don't have GPS. You don't have anything. You don't have a roadmap on how you're gonna get there. Being intentional is the GPS, the map. You could get there a lot more efficiently and a lot quicker if you got a map and you know where you're trying to go. You know exactly where you're trying to go, and you can create a pathway to be able to get to that point based off of information that you've learned, which is the map. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between being intentional and just going with the flow. You can go with the flow, but bro, I don't know how long it's gonna take you. You may end up getting to California, or you may not, because you don't know where you're going. You really don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing for real. So you're just kind of aimlessly making decisions and aimlessly doing stuff, aimlessly driving, and you really don't know where you're going. Versus when you have a map, that's the intention. That's being intentional. You see what I'm saying? I know that I want to get bigger. I know that I want to put on weight. I know that. So guess what? I know I have to go to the gym. I know I have to eat these certain things. I know I have to consume this amount of protein a day, these many calories a day. If you're trying to lose weight, I know I got to burn this many calories a day. I know I got to eat this amount of times a day. I know it's better for me to eat at this time. I may fat. Like, bro, it's calculated. Being intentional are calculated decisions. You're very intentional, and you're doing things because you have goals in mind and you have results in mind, and you know that you have to do these things to be able to get there. Bro, going with the flow is seeing a Ferrari and saying, oh man, maybe I can get there one day. Being intentional is, bro, I gotta make sure I open this business so I can invest this much in real estate. So I know the car costs $300,000. I know I'm all the way down here. I make this much money, or I'm here and I make this much money, or whatever. And it's gonna take me this amount of time, bro. That's being intentional. I don't say, oh, one day. I don't do that. I don't aimlessly make decisions. I don't aimlessly ask for things from God. I'm very clear on a plan. I have a plan and I execute my plan. I'm executing my plan every day. I'm executing my plan right now. Content creation is a part of the plan. I'm executing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do every day. I'm intentionally getting up every day, putting hours into this, creating videos, editing videos, dropping consistently. I'm aiming at a goal. I know where I'm trying to go, and so I'm doing everything on purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on purpose. When you just go with the flow, bro, that's how you get babies that you don't want. That's how you get girls pregnant that you don't want. That's how you end up being with girls that you don't really want to be with. That's how you end up in jail. That's how you end up, bro. Just going with the flow, bro, and not intentionally thinking is how you may get in the car with a drunk driver. You see what I'm saying? That could be a life or death situation. You may just be aimlessly thinking, oh man, they know how to drive, whatever, woo woo woo, and then you put your life in danger. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference. Like, bro, I'm being intentional. I'm not hopping in the whip. I'm cool. Either they gonna let me drive because I'm sober, or they gonna let this person drive because I'm sober. But I need to know who driving the car, because I need to know I have to get home. I know I have to get home. I know I gotta do what I gotta do. I know that I'm taking a risk. I'm not aimlessly making risks. I'm not aimlessly just doing stuff and just passively living and not purposely making bro, I'm making decisions every day on purpose. The older I get, the more that I want to stay away from bad decisions as much as possible, bro. The older I get, I don't even want to do wrong, because I know what doing wrong gets you. I know what bad decisions get you. I've made a lot of bad decisions in my life, and that was just me passively thinking with emotion, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of just going with the flow of life, not being intentional enough to understand that, bro, these decisions that you're making ain't gonna get you where you're trying to go. It's actually pulling you away from it. That's the difference, bro. That's the difference between being intentional and just going with the flow and just seeing where life take you. Going with the flow is not having a plan to get where you're trying to go and to succeed. Bro, you have to actively choose to get up and pray. You have to actively choose what you, like I said, what you eat. You actively choose what you do with your time. That's like, bro, you have to be intentional. You have to do what you're supposed to do in order to know whether these habits or whether these things or these activities are getting you to where you're trying to go. Like I said, majority of people don't lead their life, bro. They accept their life. They accept whatever just comes with it. And a lot of times those people don't end up anywhere. I know 1 + 1 = 2. So I know that I gotta get here to get here so I can get there. That's just what it is. That's what being intentional is. If you in a career, you have to intentionally do what you're supposed to do to move up in the company. You have to intentionally make decisions to come in, show up, and do what you're supposed to do. Bro, even in relationships, like whether you know what I'm saying, if you got a girl, you got a wife, whatever the case may be, you have to intentionally do things and put in the work and put in the time to make sure that the relationship works. Like, bro, you can't just passively just spend time, passively just kind of, there's no structure there, bro. There's no roadmap. There's, like, you know what I'm saying? Being intentional helps in every aspect of your life. You have to intentionally figure out what God you pray to. You have to intentionally figure out, like, bro, you just, real life, you got to just consciously make decisions and stop just going through life as if it's just whatever. You got to be intentional. You must be intentional. You must do what you're supposed to do to be able to get to where you're trying to go. That's just what it is. That one day shit, that, oh, I'll get it one day, man. I'm not, man. I just don't think like that. I just don't think like that. It just, I know that I want a Ferrari. I know I want a Lamborghini. I know I want this. It's not even just about the material things. I know I want to be able to take care of my mother. I know I want to be able to fund businesses for other people and help people and do these things. So I'm calculating, and I make calculated decisions. I make calculated risk. Like, bro, like I said, the older I get, bro, I just don't want to make no bad decisions. And I know that, you know, we all make mistakes, but I'm being very intentional to try to stay away from things that I know for sure I shouldn't even, like these situations, these positions I shouldn't even be in. So I'm gonna think before I do. That's being intentional. Like I said, I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm intentionally doing what I'm supposed to do to be able to get bigger and fulfill my fitness goals. I'm intentionally eating what I'm supposed to eat in order to do the same thing, to reach my fitness goals and to be healthy. I'm intentionally making sure I'm doing research so I understand things. I'm doing research on politics. I'm doing research on health. I'm doing research on all of these things so I can better make informed decisions on my life. I'm not about to just go with what everybody else is saying and just take that as fact. That's BS. Go to this place because I know that I can get this many grams of protein in that meal, or this, you know, Chipotle got the chicken, they got beans, they got rice, they got lettuce, I'ma actively go eat that over McDonald's just because McDonald's may be on the way. I'ma go out my way to make this decision over here because I know this decision over here is gonna better serve me and better serve my life. That's the difference between, for me at least, the Chipotle versus the McDonald's. The Chipotle gonna have the protein I need, the carbs I need, and all that. The McDonald's, bro, that ain't gonna do nothing but kill my gains. So Chipotle could be 7 miles away and I could be looking at a McDonald's and all I gotta do is make a left turn. I'm gonna go out my way to make this decision over here because I'm intentionally focused on what I'm doing. That's the difference, bro. You have to be intentional. You have to purposely make decisions. You cannot just get up and just, you gotta choose, bro. You choose what you do with your time. You choose what you put your energy into. You choose what you focus on. You choose every day. So you need to wake up and make sure that you're choosing the right things. Because if not, bro, you may end up somewhere you don't want to be, or you just may end up nowhere. You see what I'm saying? So if you made it to this point in the video, man, I really appreciate y'all. I hope y'all got some game from that. It's very important to be intentional, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in another video. Love.